Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Shalom to my YAHAWAH who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This brother Kawaka coming at you another lesson. Proverbs 15, verse 33, the fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. So today's lesson, it's going to be actually a quick lesson, actually. I don't really have much to say, but, through the Spirit, Yahawadah, if the Spirit has me say more, then I will. But to get to the actual lesson, the main thing is that, people have a misconception, if you will, on things in terms of, on the concept of fear, basically. And the thing is that, when we say, fear the Lord and whatnot, or we fear Yahawadah or whatever, all right, the main thing that we attempt to the main idea we kind of attempt to portray is that it is the fear of the Lord that makes us want to do well. It's the fear of the Lord that makes us want to abstain from sinning, abstaining from doing wickedly, and this is a healthy fear, because on that same token, let me actually get the precept to further prove that. And it should be in Proverbs. Okay, so it's despise not the chastening. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 11. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth. Okay, so the reason why there's parents that correct their children, okay, you shouldn't be, as a child, you wouldn't, or the child should not be hating on the correction of their parent, because it is in order to properly guide them and to say, hey, don't do this, don't do that, or there's a reason why I'm telling you not to do this, because I'm trying to protect you, blah blah, whatever the reason being. And the stuff is that for us, being in this truth, what we are looking for, what we're aiming for, what we seek with Yahawadah is we seek that correction. We seek the the Lord to help us out, to show us where we are basically going off, and how to do better. And the thing is that it is people, in a general sense, people tend to not really get messages or get lessons unless you show them in a very, I guess, grandstanding way, because that is the thing about positive and negative reinforcement, where if someone does something good, you reward them. You say, okay, you cleaned up your room, little Timmy, let me give you some ice cream, or let me give you some money, or something like that, or in order for you to keep on doing that same good thing. Or on the flip side of it, if a kid does something bad, if he steals or whatever, then you spank his hand or whatever. And then they said, okay, so I see that if I steal something, if I do something, then I'm going to get hurt. If I do something bad, then I acknowledge that something bad is going to happen to me as a result of it, which is what parents more so today fail to acknowledge and realize, that because you have these things about, I guess, soft parenting or whatever, which is a very big trend or movement today, where people are like, okay, well, I don't want to let my kid do anything. I want to let my kid do whatever he wants, he or she wants, whatever. And then the kid just turns out to be a literal demon, not understanding the concept of consequences of their actions, where they just keep on doing the exact same bad thing where they, it's like, where they expect, okay, if their parents aren't correcting them, aren't saying that what they're doing is wrong, then when another adult tries to correct them on it, or when someone else says, hey, don't do this, oh, I don't like it when you do this, or this is bad, whatever, then that kid just basically throws a tantrum. And we see that in these because there was that one Eve that had done a lesson where she was talking about how, she went on viral on TikTok. Black woman goes viral on complaining about kids in over here. So yeah, this is it. So basically, she was complaining and saying that it was exactly this video, which I'm gonna put link this in the description. I'm not gonna play it now, but basically she was basically saying how if you guys aren't teaching your kids right, you're letting your kids do whatever you want. So then when they come over here to me from when I'm teaching them, then they aren't listening to me. They don't care about authority. They just let you parents are just letting your kids do whatever they want, and then they're literally cussing. They're literally listening to all these terrible influences like Sexy Red, which is what she said in this video. And this is the thing that is ruining the children today, where the parents of today aren't parenting their children. They're just letting whatever happen. And that's another thing where there's an irresponsibility of it, as well as, once again, this also goes back into the whole fear thing, where because these children are growing up without a fear of consequences, then that is what is going to lead them into thinking that they can do whatever they want and they don't need to worry about their own safety. And then when they are actually put in real life situations when they get older, then someone's going to show them the actual consequences of their actions, and then they're going to get their ass beat the fuck up. All right. And there's no sugarcoating it. They're just going to get beat the hell up, simply because there's going to be someone that's just not going to tolerate that type of behavior from these people. They're just going to be like, no, oh hell no, I'm not letting anybody disrespect me. I'm just going to do. And there's a whole bunch of people that are literally just waiting to crash out, literally waiting for a reason to hurt somebody. All right, there are people that are literally waiting for reasons to hurt someone, to execute their wrath on someone, and you are putting your child in danger to do that when you're not making them be more cautious and making them fear people in general, let alone YAHAWAH, where if you think that, oh yeah, well, I'm not going to fear the Lord, I'm not going to do this. Oh, the Lord is all about love. He's only about love. He's not about consequences and this, that, and the third, whatever, where they're going to think that they don't have to do anything. They can just keep on doing whatever they want to do. They're just going to keep on thinking that they can do whatever they want to do. There's no expectations. There's no responsibilities that they believe that the Lord has for them, where they are just, they're just basically living a self-destructive lifestyle in terms of, okay, you know what, I'm just going to, do whatever I want, because, there's no punishment. There's not going to be any punishment from me, from anybody. I can just keep on doing it. And that's another precept that I'm going to get out over here. In Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully sending them to do evil. Okay, so yeah, it's like you have people like her, okay, like this woman over here, that is genuinely worried about the future of the kids, and then you have people like me who I don't really care as much, because I know that the Lord is going to destroy these people, and they're going to be destroyed one way or another. But the thing is that in general, that the main thing to understand is that if you actually, well, number one, you should definitely be responsible in terms of, like, if you don't want to have a kid, then you should be taking better care to actually not, putting yourself in the position into, have a kid, to have a kid. All right. But at the same time, it's just like in general, like when you do have a kid, you have to actively, be responsible and actually take care of them. It's like, you're not, the Lord did make us to procreate, but at the same time, it's like, you don't just have a kid just to have a kid and whatnot. Don't be, it's like, okay, well, whatever, let me just toss some to the side and whatnot. You're not a freaking anime dad or whatever, or anything like that. Just like have some semblance of responsibility, which, that's again, that goes back into how people were raised, where there's no responsibility, there's no sense, and there's no proper teaching, okay, in general, where you have these what generation Z or whatever the frick generation this stuff is, I don't know, the stuff are millennials that are again participating in self-destructive behaviors. All right, so again, we go back into fear, where with fear, one of the things about fear is that when we have fear of YAHAWAH, the fuck was that? When we have fear of YAHAWAH, we do our best to, okay, you know what, I'm going to do the right thing. Okay, let me get that, because that's another good one. I think it's Proverbs verse 3. Let me see, eyes. Wait, it's Proverbs. What is it? Proverbs 3? No, it's not Proverbs verse 3. It's Proverbs 13, 15, 13. Okay, I'm drawing. I'm gonna try one more time, and then. Okay, yes, I was right. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 3. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. So the Lord basically sees all. You can't hide anything from Yahawadah. You can't say, oh, I'm going to get away with doing this, that, and third, where, again, all the stuff that we do is going to have there's an action to, there is our actions, and then there's the reaction to it, where people are going to get mad, where they see you, being a fraud, defrauding someone, or hurting someone, or whatever, or hurting something, all right, or hurting someone else's property, whatever, where people are going to get mad, and you're going to have to answer for the stuff that you did. And as a result of that, it is because even though no one sees you doing it, we know, and we acknowledge, and we understand that the Lord sees it, and as a result of us knowing that the Lord sees it, we stop ourselves from doing it, even though we feel like we might get away with it. Keyword might, but at the same time, at the end of the day, we will not get away with it, because the Lord sees all, and He's a righteous judge that will judge everything. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawadah, Hashem, Yahawashi, Hashem, Rakak, Wadash, to the elders and apostles, great millstone, Abad, and Shalom.